Ever notice how some entrepreneurs make YouTube look effortless? Like getting views and getting clients comes naturally to them. And then there's people like you that struggle to get views, struggle to get clients, struggle to create content that makes you to stand out and sell out on this platform. Well, there is some hope, because after 7 years creating content for hundreds of entrepreneurs, making them 6 and even 7 figures on this platform, I can tell you this: the difference between where you are and where you want to be is this one method that I've discovered. This simple 3-step process that I'm going to walk you through is the reason why you'll wake up to DMs. You'll wake up to people, your inbox filled of people wanting to work with you, people paying you in full, your calendar fully booked out, all those things, because you understand this 3-step method that I'm going to walk you through right now. Now, what this is designed to do is make you magnetic. What this is not designed to do is make you go viral. What this is not designed to do is to make you go famous, because being magnetic is about attracting the right people with the right mechanism, with the right message at the right time that makes you authentic and real. This isn't about trying to be famous and go viral. This is about having content that grows your business and allows business to chase you and not you chase it. So if that's you, stick around, because I can't wait to reveal this method. Now, if you're new here, my name is Kyler Miles, and as I said, over the last 7 years, I've been helping entrepreneurs create content that makes business chase them. And the 3 things that I've discovered that help you to become magnetic are your message, your authenticity, and the process in which you create content that turns viewers into buyers. That's it. That's the method. Now, in order for you to understand how this works, you first need to understand why all the other things that you've heard about, like production and editing and script writing, have nothing to do with you being magnetic online. And here's the proof. This is my client, Dan Bolton. I started working with him, I think in 2023 or 2024. And this guy is the GOAT. I gotta say, he was a client of mine that became a mentor. But long story short, we were able to make over $2 million in his business, all from the power of YouTube. This was not AdSense. This is not from ads, not some fancy funnel or crazy done-for-you offer. This was a coaching offer where he sent people from his YouTube channel to his DMs, and the DM was like, hey, want to work together? Yes, here's the doc. People signed up. Now, the reason Dan was able to do this wasn't because of the production. Here's an example of his video. There's no fancy production here. It wasn't his editing, because there's no editing in this video, and it wasn't had to do anything with the script, because as you can tell if you watch this video, there's no script. This is 100% raw, real, a la Dan. What Dan had was the 3 things I mentioned earlier. He had a very clear message with the right audience. He knew exactly what he was saying to who he was saying, so he can speak with conviction, and people just felt it. He was authentic and real. No one could argue that. He was literally in Bali, filming on his iPhone. There's nothing more raw, authentic than that. He was bare feet, shorts, that type of vibe. And he had a clear process. He walked people through a clear process, and this helped him turn those viewers into buyers every single time he posted. Now, he's not the only one. We got people like Jessie. She's new to the social media game. She started this account, I think 6 months ago in November. At the time of filming this is June. And in November, she started this account. And now, as of June, she just did a $1.2 million launch. No fancy production. It's just her iPhone. No crazy editing. I mean, she uses some simple captions. And she was 100% real and authentic, and she had a clear process to bring people from where they were to where the offer was. You do not need the production. You do not need the editing. Those things are to mask what really your problem is you don't know what to say on camera. You don't know what videos to create. You don't know how to create them in a consistent way. These are the things that actually will make you become magnetic online and not just be another average Joe. Now, the last example before I get into the method is Higher Up Wellness Podcast. This guy's the GOAT. This guy, his name is Michael Smoke. I think he started 2 years ago. And if you're looking at this video right here, it's crazy how fast he's grown from such, pardon my French, shitty production. This is the worst production I've ever seen. He's so dark. I could barely hear him. Like, bro, the amount of money you're making, get a mic. You know what I'm saying? Like, this hurts me as a creator. But the interesting thing here is, again, he did not have fancy production. Look at this video. He did not have any editing. All him speaking raw, real, no editing in this video, and no script, and he was 100% himself. I'm sharing these stories so you can see that you don't need all the bells and whistles to make it on YouTube, to grow your business, to attract clients. What you need to come down to is this MAP method: message, authenticity, and the process to turn viewers into buyers. So I'm going to hop on the iPad and walk you through this method right now so you can implement it into your business. So let's get into the iPad. What are we doing here? We want to become magnetic on YouTube. So we want business to come to us. This is the objective that we are trying to do. So the 3 things that are stopping you from becoming magnetic on YouTube are probably no views or very little views. Probably no clients or very little clients, and no content or very little content. In a nutshell, if you want to be magnetic on YouTube, you need to be able to master content. You need to be able to get views, get attention, and you need to be able to turn that attention into clients. And this is what the magnetism is. Now, I want you to think about this. No views. What does this look like? You spend hours on a video and you're scripting, you're thinking about the slides, you're thinking about all the stories you want to say, and then you post a video, you have this feeling that's going to go so well, and then what happens? You wake up the next day and you have 12 views. What happens? 8 of those views are yourself, maybe your mom, and you're questioning even if you're cut out for this. What is the real goal here? What we're trying to actually do is we are trying to become the go-to expert. This is what we really want to do, because we're not trying to get views for views' sakes. We're trying to get views so that we can be seen as the go-to expert, the person that is, when a problem occurs or they want to achieve something, you are the first person in their contact list to call. You're the first person to think about, to look up on social media. You get invited to podcasts. You are invited to speak on stages. You get opportunities just presented to you because of who you are and your skill set and what you do. This is what becoming the go-to expert looks like. Now, this is what you need to do in order to accomplish and become the go-to expert. So, number 1 is the packaging. The packaging is the cover to your book. It is the billboard to your ad. It is the first thing they see on your landing page. It is the reason why someone who has never heard of you or seen you even watches your video. So the packaging, put simply, is your idea, your title, and your thumbnail. Like the cover. The packaging is what helps you to stand out on YouTube. It's why videos get either 100 views or 100,000 views. Is often because it's rich in packaging. When I create a video, I focus my energy not 80% of the video. I focus 80% of my energy on the packaging. What is the cover of my book? What is the message I'm trying to say? What is the vehicle I'm trying to deliver this in? Because again, this is not for everyone. I'm trying to become the go-to expert in my niche, my market, right? I'm not just making content for any creator. I'm making content for entrepreneurs who want to become magnetic, who want to grow their business, grow their brand, and make business chase them. Very clear, very simple. And so the packaging for this video was very strategic to attract that type of person. Next is the hook. So the hook is your first 30 seconds. The hook is the difference between you getting 100 hours of watch time and you getting 1 hour of watch time. The hook is the reason why people stay. It's the cost of not leaving, right? What you want to focus on is the cost. If they click off and leave, then they're not going to get the benefits of your video. So 60% of the audience leave within the first 30 seconds. 60%, more than half. So if you want to keep that 60%, you have to focus on the hook. You have to focus on the first 30 seconds. This is not just an average intro. This is the reason why they stay. And so oftentimes what I did, and what you probably noticed in my hook of this video, was I talked to you about the cost of not having this, the cost of not seeing and believing and having this method, because the cost of it is no clients. The cost of it is you'll wake up a year from today in the same spot you were now. And if you're not growing, you are slowly dying. And the cost of it is that your competitors are getting the clients you know you deserve and you can help. That is the cost of not watching this video. And oftentimes the cost of something is people are way more likely to stay and buy from a pain than a pleasure. So you want to focus on the first 30 seconds. The next thing is, and this is an underrated one. Not a lot of people talk about this. This is my goodness. You can tell this is my first time. The framework. What is the framework? The framework, put simply, is the transformation. What is the point of creating educational content? The point of educational content is to them to change. We learn something only when we make a change. If you didn't make a change, you didn't learn. So I have a 10-month-old right now, and obviously at 10, she shows her affection by hitting us in the face. And so we are constantly telling her, gentle, no, you can't do that. You gotta be gentle. You can't hit people in the face. We're constantly doing, and she's slowly, very slowly learning not to do that, right? The only way someone learns it is they change. So if people are watching your videos and not making a change, then you are missing a transformation. So we don't want just views. We want to be the go-to expert. Well, to help people to become the go-to expert, they have to get results. Results come from a transformation. This is a framework. What I'm going through right now, this MAP method, and what I'm showing you is a framework. This is 10 times more memorable than me just talking. So this is why this is important, because if you want them to change, they need to remember. And if you want them to remember, you need to show them and not tell them. So this is what goes into becoming an expert. And if you focus on these three things, you will increase your click-through rate, increase your watch time, which are the two most important metrics when it comes to winning on YouTube. The masterclass of YouTube, how to win the click, get them to watch to the end, and do that all over again, and you'll never have a YouTube problem. You'll never worry about getting attention, getting leads, getting clients ever again if you master these three things. But, very important, if you don't know how to create content consistently, with ease, with confidence, then it will be impossible for you to get them to click, get them to watch, and become the go-to expert. And so the next piece of this process is making content creation. You want to make it confident. So it's easy for you to do. You feel like this is something you can do. You want to make it easy, and you want to make it authentic. You don't want to perform. You don't want to be someone that you're not. You want to be authentic. In order for you to get the views, become the go-to expert, you have to make sure you're confident on camera, that it's easy for you to create, and it's yourself. And so the way to do this, put simply, is you have to get really good at speaking. What is content? Let's just think about, broaden our idea of content creation. Content is simply a vehicle to deliver a message. How we deliver a message is through speaking, right? Now, 60% roughly of all communication is nonverbal. And so the interesting thing is, if you only rely on a script, you're only tapping into 20% of communication. What the leaders in communication know, what the multimillionaires, the TED Talks, the people who run countries, what they know is that 60% of communication is nonverbal, meaning your body language. So it's not just what you say, it's how you say it. And so if you want to make videos with no script, you have to master your ability to speak on camera. And what's interesting is the second the biggest fear for people next to death is public speaking. And so this is a big challenge for a lot of entrepreneurs, is they're fearful to speak on camera. They freeze up, they petrify, their mouth gets all dry or even foamy, right? Because we're not designed as humans to speak in front of a bunch of people. We're not designed to know this many people, right? We were designed to be close to like 100 people. That's it, right? That's why you get so nervous when you're getting in front of people, because we have a lot of us have a fear of speaking. But interesting enough, the people who, like I said, the Dan Bolton, the Michael Smoke from Higher Up Wellness, the Jesse Jean, those people didn't master content creation. They mastered their ability to speak on camera. You don't have to learn how to film. You don't have to learn how to edit. If you learn how to speak with confidence and conviction, you can achieve anything. So this is the first thing that we do in my program to help people actually make content easier, effortless, and more like themselves, is work on their on-camera ability to speak. The next thing, put simply, is to have a simple process to create content. The easier and more dialed your process, the easier content creation becomes. So I have a process in the week of how I create content, how I create short form, how I create long form, just like this. Using this, filming in this way allows it to be easier because I don't need to edit, because I'm filming it in this way where I'm in the corner and you're watching me do it. This mimics editing. And so I can record and edit at the same time. So this is part of the process for me to make content creation effortless and easy. So maybe for you, it's hiring a team or using AI or writing it before you speak it. And everyone's process is different because we all think and learn differently. But the purpose of this, to make it easy and effortless. So the process is going to make creating content easy, is going to make it fun, it's going to make it so that you don't quit. Because the reason why people don't get to where they want to go, which is magnetic, is because they quit along the way. 90% of people stop right before they actually succeed. And the last, if not the most important thing, is they have to be themselves. This is, you guessed it, authenticity. This is your ability to not keep up with the market, not keep up with the Alex Hormozis and the Gary V's who are posting 100 times a day. It's about showing up, not keeping up, showing up as yourself. This is 100% me. This is not scripted Kyler. This is not performance Kyler. This is Kyler, redhead and all. This is me. It's hard for me to describe, but there's nothing more rewarding than you being able to show your actual self on here. You have no idea how many times people have come to work with me just for the vibes. Just like, I felt like you were my guy. You were my coach. You were the person that are going to help me to get to my next level. And this is about building likability. Like, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. The more that you can be yourself, the more that you can dial in your process so creating content is easy, and the more you can practice your speaking so you don't need a script, the more likely you will be liked online, the more likely that you'll be able to create with confidence, ease, and authenticity, and the more likely you will become magnetic on YouTube. So that was a lot, but we got more. The last piece, the piece you've been waiting for, clients. How do we make it so a high percentage of content turns into clients? This is the goal. We want to make sure that we have a high percentage of content turning into clients. Now, there's three things that go into what will determine you turning your content into clients or not. Put simply, the three things are this. Number one, your niche. Your niche, the riches are in the niches. This is so true, especially for people at your stage. You want to be known for something. You want to be like, oh, I'm thinking I need help with content. Kyler. I want to start a podcast. Kyler. I want to finally launch my YouTube channel. Kyler. You want, when something that they want or a problem they want to solve, you want to be the first person that comes to mind. This is the power of niching or understanding your niche. I'm not saying you can't talk about anything else. I talk about fatherhood. I talk about business in general. I don't just talk about content. But the purpose of this is that I want to be known for a thing. And the more that you dial in your niche, the more likely that your niche will look at you as the go-to expert. Next is your offer. If you are struggling to know what to create, then I would say you don't have a content problem, you have an offer problem. Your offer is literally the blueprint to what you need to create because your offer is solving a problem. What do you think your content is doing? It's trying to solve problems around that problem. So like the problem that I help people with is I help them create content so that business chases them. That's the end goal, right? The problem is they don't feel they don't know what to create, don't know how to create it, they don't know what to say on camera, and they don't know how to make it easy, effortless, and authentic to them. So I solve that problem, right? Through what I'm showing you right now. So what do I talk about? What videos do I create? Well, I create content on how do you speak with confidence. I create content on how to uncover your message. I create content on how do you grow on YouTube. Those are all things that go into the end result, which is you create content so business chases you, right? The more clear you are on your offer, the more clear you will be in your content and what to create. Now, the last step is in this process is your story. Your story is very important because stories sell, facts tell. The more you can dial in your story, the more you will be able to speak with conviction, to not have to script, to not have to think through anything. You can just pull a story. Just like with friends, you're like, oh, this happened to me this week, and you're telling a story. We tell stories all the time. But most of the time, it's to entertain. And so what you need to understand is how you can tell stories that educate and sell. And this is about building credibility. It's about building credibility. This is about selling them on why I should listen to you. So many people are saying they are gurus, they're experts. With AI, I can be perceived as an expert in baking. I don't know, right? Because AI can tell me how to look like the expert, right? So people are looking for real expertise. So the more you can share and show in storytelling, the more credible and the more likely they are to buy from you. The offer helps you know what to talk about, and the niche helps you know who you're talking about. So when you dial in these three things, turning your content clients is very easy because you have a clear message. So the reason why you are not getting clients with your content, not getting views, and not creating content, number one is because your message isn't dialed. You're not clear on who it is you're speaking to. You're not clear on what it is that you are helping them with. You're not clear on why they should even go with you. When you get clear on these three things, you develop a message that stands out, a message that pierces through the noise and hits like a bullseye to your audience and understands why I should listen to you, who I should go with. And this is what actually bridges the gap between viewers turning into buyers. The next part in this is, as I said before, is the number two is being authentic. The authenticity part is one of the most important parts because people don't buy your edits, they buy your essence. They buying into you, into who you are. Because part of what we're selling them is us. We're selling them who we are. We're selling them our life, our lifestyle, our ability to do something. People are not buying just my method. They're buying in which I deliver that method. If I'm the right coach for them, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. Your message helps you, interesting enough, get known, and your authenticity helps you get liked. Interesting. What do you think the process, and I just gave it away, number 3, the process to getting attention and views is the process builds trust. So let's look at this as entirely. This is your map to becoming magnetic online. If you want to get known, you have to know your message. If you want to get liked, you have to show up authentically. And if you want to build trust, you have to show results through a process. Get results through a process, right? When you dial this in, you not only become magnetic online, you allow business and opportunity and partnerships and gigs and sponsors to come to you. You create content, so business chases you. So that is the MAP method. So you already have the expertise. Now you have the method, so you can go out there and make it happen. And if you want my help to actually implement this and start creating content that makes business chase you, there's a link down in the description that you can click on. You can discover and learn how we will be able to help you do this and implement this into your business. So in like 30 to 90 days, you'll be getting results just like the stories I shared in this video. So I really appreciate all your time, all your energy. Put in the comments what was the most impactful thing. I'd love to learn more and what I can work on to in this channel so that you can get better at this. So I'm pumped and excited for your journey. My name is Kyler Miles. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.